Now, today, in case you didn't know, is the 7th day of Hanukkah, which is the Jewish Festival of Lights.
All right, there's our menorah right here in the studio. In the early 1900s, a small synagogue in Portsmouth was a place for Jewish immigrants to worship and also connect with the growing community. Shivat HaChaim remained active until 1985, but it was then totally abandoned. It was left to the elements and only recently was restored to its original splendor. Here's this week's postcard from Hampton Roads. We found a great little spot that we wanted to share with you if you're interested in learning more about the Festival of Lights or Jewish culture, whether it's your own ancestry or you're just very interested in learning more. I want to introduce you now to Zelma Riven. She is the president of the board of directors for Shivat HaChaim, and I don't know if I've said that correctly, but you can tell me the correct way to pronounce it, what that phrase means and what this place means to the Jewish community.
All right. This was a little Orthodox synagogue, and its name was Chevra Tehillim, which means family of Psalms. It was not the first synagogue in Portsmouth. It was a group who had pulled away from an original synagogue. And they worshipped here every day and every evening from about 1920 till about 1985. We found the building in very bad state of repair in about just before the turn of the century.
Zelma, tell me about this. And was this found inside the building when you mentioned you found the building after it had been basically abandoned?
No, we did not find this in the building. This was brought to us by the daughter of a member who had, her mother and father had been married here. This Torah was rescued from a little town in Czechoslovakia where all the Jews were killed and all the synagogues were destroyed.
But what about this here, in this case?
This is one of many textiles that we found, some of them balled up and probably used as pillows. We found maybe 8 or 10 in different colors as they're described in the Bible, as they should be, in blue or red or purple. And there's also one in white that is used on the very high holy days when everything in the synagogue is in white. And we hope to have a much larger building adjoining us where we will be able to display everything we found and perhaps many, many artifacts from other synagogues in Hampton Roads.
But until then, folks can come here, right?
Absolutely. We're open every Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 4, and our administrator is here every day, and she will make appointments. We have groups coming from time to time. So
make sure you plan your visit soon and tell them the Hampton Roadshow sent you.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful, and it's amazing because, I mean, again, that building sat empty, abandoned for more than 20 years. There was a big hole in the roof, so, I mean, all the weather, all the elements were pouring in, so it's amazing that they brought it back to what it was, and that the things they found inside were able to be restored or were in shape that they could even begin to be brought back to the way they were. They have programs there for adults and children, so we'll put that story at thehamptonroadshow.com, including a link to the website for the Jewish Museum and Cultural Center.
It really is so amazing to think of the damage that could have been done to those artifacts. I mean, you would think that with some of the storms we get around here, just irreparable damage, and they were able to restore those things to such a beautiful quality.
And I mean, but the desire to do it, of course, you know, comes from a place of wanting to preserve that culture and that history, and even the little placard in the door that said, "This place matters." You know, you can tell that that's how all the folks who've been working on it, you know, feel. So we want to once again wish everybody a happy Hanukkah, and